Everyone, and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Mohammed, and we continue with our training series where we are discussing the Elastic Certified Observability Engineer exam. In the previous video, we started a new topic, metrics. We did the installation, the configuration of Elastic agents, and we configured like to collect the metrics. And in today's video, we will enable and configure some integration to collect the metrics of this one or two specific services. With that being said, let's jump to our lab environment and see how we can do so. First of all, let's go to our fleet. It's just making sure that our service or our Elastic agent is up and running, and our fleet server is healthy. Everything is good. Now, let's go to the list of integrations. So as you can see here, we have a long list of integrations. As you can see, here's 349. This is just for the version 8.8. If you and this is the right version currently for the exam. For the newest versions, I believe there is more than this number. So let's try our first integration. Let's do the MySQL. So if you go back 1 second, so MySQL. So as you can see here, there is different integration. So this is with MySQL Enterprise, MySQL, and this is like for enterprise search. For our use case during the exam or even during your work or lab, you have to choose carefully the integration. Like as you can see here, we have multiple, and some, like if you choose the wrong one, maybe it will not be compatible with your service and you will not be able to collect the right metrics. So you have to make sure that you are collecting the right one. How? Like first of all, like you search for the name, and here for sure you have more details about the integration. As we can see here, this is a quick description for the MySQL integration, and there is the compatibility. This is the logs that we can collect and the metrics as well, and this is the field that we going to get from our service. Here we have the settings. We will see what we need to do, configuration for the settings, like to be able to collect the metrics from this service. And here we have the API reference. Like if you want to learn more about like how MySQL integration collect here, for example, errors or slow logs. So you will get all the details from here. Right. So now, and here finally on the right we have our dashboards. So as you can see here, we have two dashboards. The first one is this. So it will give you an overview about your service, like as you can see here, the errors, the warning, whatever, like the information that you are going to collect from the service itself, right? And this is some of the details about this integration. Here we can see that we have 3 ingest pipeline, 2 dashboards that we saw previously. Saved search, we have 1, and this is the version, and this is the license, and here also we have reference, like the same service that's in Elastic Agent. We can do it from the beats, which is like in this case metric beat. So now let's add this integration, right? So here we can, or here we have the option like to configure what we want to collect exactly from this service. So as you can see here, we have logs, and here we have metrics. In our case, or in our scenario, or in our question during the exam or during your work, you want just to collect the metrics of the MySQL host. You don't need the logs. You just want to collect the metrics. So here, so this is the configuration of the information that we need. So this, you put the DSN address for your MySQL. Here's some advanced options, like the user and the password of the user. If you put something wrong, like if the service is not reachable, you're gonna see errors in your Elastic agent. It will say like your destination is not reachable or something else. And here the password or the credentials, if the credentials are not correct, it will also show you an error that this not working. Some other information. So here we want, or we can specify the period, like if it is like every 10 seconds we collect the metrics, or 30 seconds, or 1 minute. It depends on the scenario. This is for the exam, or for your work or your lab. It depends on the criticality of the service. Is like, let's say it's production and it's really critical. I mean, you want to get metrics every 5 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever. Like you can specify it here, but you keep in mind more you reduce the time range, or like here the 5 seconds, like you will get more metrics. That's the point. The same here, like for every one of the services here, you can specify the period, and we have for sure more advanced options. You have to read carefully your scenario to be able to answer the question correctly. So you save and continue. This is one way, or you can do it in the other way. Like here we come to the integration and we add it to the policy. The other way is like you go to the agent and you see the policies. We're gonna do it. Let's just give it. Perfect. So here it will ask to add it to the host. So like you can follow the steps and you do it. But for now, let's see the other way. So you go to the fleet, and here you have your agent, or you have your host here, and here you have the policy, right? If you want, for example, to assign or add a new policy, so here we have our policy, fleet server policy. Here we want to add another agent, which is we said MySQL, this one, and we add it. You give it a name. Here, for example, you see it's a namespace, the default, which is this one. If you are not familiar with the spaces, we explained in the previous training, the Elastic Analytics, how to create spaces, what the difference between the spaces. So you can here specify which space you want to send your metrics to. So here the default one is default. You can add more or remove whatever you like. You can do whatever you want. Here we said you don't need the logs, we need just the metrics. If you want to keep the default, or like you have to change like your address, like MySQL server address or DSN, here you put the link, the IP with the ports, and here you give the username and the password. And like this you or Elastic Agent will reach out to this destination and use these credentials to access to the service and collect what you ask him to collect from. So this MySQL performance metrics, and here status metrics, and here we have status metrics as well. So we save and we click continue, and it will save it to our agent, right? So if we go now back to our policy, which is a fleet server policy, now we can see MySQL is here, right? If you click, it will redirect you here, and you will also be able to modify if you want, or to save, or to remove, or to do whatever you want. So once, if you have, in my case I don't have a MySQL, I just give an example. In your case, like you want to make sure that you are collecting the logs, you have multiple or metrics from this service, you can do, or you have multiple ways to check if you are getting the metrics. So you can easily come here to metric bit, or metrics, and you search for the integration here. For example, 1 second. Yes, so this is the one. So here is I will filter based on this one, and here you have the metrics that you are getting from MySQL service. So if I go also, this is the first way. The second, if you go here to dashboard and you search, as you can see here, we saw previously that we have two built-in dashboards coming from with MySQL. So this one, if you open it, you will see this details here. 1 second. So As you can see, it's empty because I don't have any MySQL on my machine. The second one, or this is for the logs, and I have disabled the logs, so you will not be able to see anything. This is an example of MySQL. Let's see. Let's do the same, or let's practice again for the, let's say, Nginx. So I will go to Fleet and go here, for example, to our policies and click here. You search for the service that you want to collect the metrics from. As an example, here I click on the service, and here the same, you have description, you have some details about the integration itself, and you will be able also to see how we set up the service. Here the dashboards, as you can see here we have 3 dashboards, and so on and so forth. You click add, but you have to make sure that you are getting, so we disable the logs, we keep just the metrics and the credentials. You have to make sure that you are using the right credentials to access to your Nginx, and like this your Elastic agent will have the permission to access to this service and collect the metrics from. So this is how we configure. Let's give it a few seconds to save the integration, and as you can see here, the integration is where is it? So Nginx is here, right? If we go to Fleet again, or if we click here, you can see our integration. So here, for example, this is the metrics, or this is the system metrics for MySQL. Here you have the input, and if you click on the metrics, it will redirect you to the page where you can see the metrics coming in real time or near real time. Same if you go to Nginx, for example. Sorry, I'll go back. If you go to and click on input, and here you will be able to see that the configuration is well configured, but we don't have, as you can see, any metrics coming to our Elasticsearch. Why? Because we don't have anything like running on, we don't have Nginx like running on this address. With that being said, I hope you learned something from this video. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question, and we'll see you in the next video.